Alright, good afternoon, class. So, we are doing ELA, which is phonics, and stuff like that. So, phonics will actually be last. After lunchtime, we always do the poem. So, I'm gonna read you a poem, okay? I'm just gonna read, okay? So, this poem was called Cat. So, my cat is black as dark as night when no moon rises. His eyes are green as starlit pools in midnight tides. But whenever the day is warm and sunny, his eyes are gold and clear as honey. He rolls on his back and very soon his coat is dusty with afternoon. Okay, so that's the poem called Cat. So today I'm just going to read it to you guys, and then tomorrow we'll get down into like which word rhymes. Do you know? And with that, y'all gonna have an assignment with that, okay? So today I was just gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you one more time, and then I want y'all to think actually what words rhyme, okay? So I'm reading it one more time. My cat is black as dark as night when no moon rises. His eyes are green as starlit pools in midnight tides. But whenever the day is warm and sunny, his eyes are gold and clear as honey. He rolls on his back, and very soon his coat is dusty with afternoon. Okay? So that was our vocabulary. Our poem. Vocabulary is next, actually. All right. So, what's next is the vocabulary. Before that, we do reading. So I'm going to read to y'all, and then y'all going to learn about the vocabulary that is in this book. And guess what? You are going to do an activity with with 4 of these vocabulary words, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, and it's called a difficult decision. So I just want y'all to listen while I read it, okay? So, a difficult decision. My best friend Paul and I were excited to go to the park after school. The park had a new fort. The parks department let the kids choose what kind of equipment to build, and the fort got the most votes. After school, Mom and I met Paul and his dad at the park. Paul and I raced to the top of the tower. I win. I'm the champion, I shouted. Look, Paul, someone left out the newest game master here. It's mine now. Paul raised his eyebrow and looked thoughtful. Wyatt, you cannot keep that game master, he said. You have a responsibility to return it. It is your duty. I asked, haven't you heard the saying, finders, keepers, losers, weepers? I have rights. I found it, so I am claiming it. You can do whatever you want, Wyatt, but you know it's wrong to keep it, Paul said. Then he added, whenever there are issues like this at school, you're the one who helps solve the problems. Now you aren't taking your own advice. Then Paul added, I volunteered my thoughts. If you don't want to take the help I offered, then there's nothing I can do. Paul was right. I couldn't keep the game because it wasn't mine. The person who lost it would be upset. I cleared my throat and said, in my best deep voice, I've determined that you're right. I'm delighted you decided to do the right thing, said Paul. We told my mother what happened. She walked around the park with us so we could try to find the owner of the game. Soon, we saw a boy and his mom looking for something. He looked hopeless, and he burst into tears when we asked him if this game was his. Yes, he wailed. I lost my game master a while ago. I should have been more careful. Afterward, Mom and I walked home. I was glad I returned the toy to the boy. So, I made a promise to myself to always try to do the right thing. Now that is a vow I can keep. Wow, this has a good message, okay? So remember, class, if something isn't yours, you don't get to keep it. You have to do the right thing and try to find the owner, or tell an adult that you found something and maybe they can help. and take it to the lost and found, something like that, okay? So this had a very good message with it. Okay, so I'm going to try to go back on here because I want us to talk about the vocabulary words. So there are 4 vocabulary words that we're going to discuss today, and then we're going to do more vocabulary words tomorrow. But I'm going to try to, I didn't do the PowerPoint because we're not at school today. So I'm just going to, we're just going to go over the vocabulary and the definition. And then I want y'all to do an activity with this after the video, after you're done with everything. So that's not going to happen until afterwards. So one of our vocabulary words is champion. What y'all think? What does champion mean? So while I'm looking up, I just want to think. What does champion mean? So let me go ahead and write down the word champion so you know what it looks like, okay? Champion. What does champion mean? And I also want you to write this word too. So hope y'all have a piece of paper. Champion. That is CHAMPION. What does champion mean? Okay, I want y'all to think. Okay, so champion means a person who has won a contest. He is a winner, okay? A person who has won a contest. Or you can just think of it as a winner. He is a winner of a contest, okay? So winner. So when you think of the word champion, I want you to think of the word winner, okay? Now, I just want you to write the word down. You don't have to write down the definition. I should have said that first. So just write down the word, okay? So we have champion, okay? So that's our word. A person who has won a contest and is a winner, okay? So let's go ahead. So remember champion, CHAMPION. Champion, a person who has won a contest, aka who's a winner. All right. And now the next word is determined. I want y'all to think while I'm looking up the definition on here. What does determined mean? Okay, determined. So let me go ahead and write that word down for you. So I want you to write down the word too. So DETERMINED. So determined. 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 So DETERMINED. Determined, okay? So think, what does determined mean? So it says, if you determine something, you decided, okay? So it means deciding on something. So you decided on something. You are determined. You got it now. You decided. Like you know it. You're determined. You decided. You know it. Good. He, like for example, the boy determined which books to check out at the library. He knew. He decided already. He knew before then what the book he wanted to check out at the library. He was determined. He decided. He got it. Okay? So just to give it like that. All right. So our third word, so make sure you have that, determined. 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 Okay? Deciding on something. So we got champion, which is a winner, a person who won a contest. He is a winner. And then we have determined. This person decided on something. He got it. The person got it. He got it done back. He's very determined. He made that decision. All right. So our next vocabulary word is issues. Ooh, let's talk about the word issues. I want you to think. What does issue mean? Issues. Okay? What does that mean to you? Issues. So let me go ahead and issues. I'm trying to think. So let me go ahead and spell it out for you. So U-E-S. So it's right here. ISSUES. Issues. Make sure you write this down. Remember, I just want y'all to write the vocabulary words down because you're doing an activity with this afterwards. So issues. So make sure you have that. ISSUES. Issues. Okay. ISSUES. Okay. So issues are important problems or subjects that people talk about. So there are important problems, because issue is another word for problem. Like someone's having problems with it, they're having issues with that. It's like the same. They're the same thing. Okay. Problems, important problems, or subjects that people talk about. Okay. So make sure you remember that. So issues are important problems or subjects that people talk about, okay? So you think of issues, think of there are people talking out their hopefully they're talking out their problems when people are having issues. Hopefully they're talking that out. So issues are important problems or subject that people talk about. They need to talk it out. Talk about their issues, their problems, all of that, okay? So we have 3. Remember, champion. Okay, it's a person winning a contest. He is a winner. He or she is a winner. Okay, and we have determined, and that's means deciding on something. She knows what she is getting. She is determined to get that, okay? And then issues are important problems or subjects that people talk about, okay? So make sure you have those 3. And the last vocabulary word we are going to be talking about is promises. So I want y'all to think, what does the word promise mean? Promises, okay? I want y'all to think about that while I look it up. Promises. What does promises mean? Promises. Go ahead and go to it. All right, let me go ahead and spell it out for you guys, okay? So promises. So you know our first letter will be a P. So P-R-O-M-I-S-E. P-R-O-M. So P-R-O-M-I-S-E-S. So make sure you have that. Promises. So P-R-O-M-I-S-E-S. Promises. I'm going to say that again. P-R-O-M-I-S-E-S. Promises. Okay? So promises are things you say that you will do. Things you say that you'll do. That you will do. Okay? So promises. Things you say that you will do. Okay? So make sure you remember that when it comes to promises. So things that you say. So if you say, Mom, I promise I'm going to clean my room. All right, you said it. Things that that means you're going to do it. That means, go ahead and go clean your room. Okay? So that's what promises make it. Well, promises is a plural. So if you have promises, that means you're making 2 or more promises. But promise, singular. So you're making just that one promise. Okay? So we are just doing 4 vocabularies today, and then we'll do the other 4 tomorrow. So champion. So champion, remember, is a person who wins a contest, okay? AKA a winner. This person is a winner. All right. Determined, remember, deciding. That person already decided what he or she is going to do. She's determined. She's going to go do it. She's got it. All right. And then issues, okay? So issues are important problems or subject that people talk about. They have to talk about it, okay? Talk about their problems, their issues, so they can have a better relationship, you know? All right, and then our last one is promises. So things you say that you're going to do. Like I said, you gotta go clean up your room. You promise your mom that she's going to clean up your room. That means you got to go do it. Okay? So that is our vocabulary for today. And for a little, that's our vocabulary. For this, I hope that y'all wrote this down. But in the snow, y'all are going to, so this is like your little outside activity. You are going to practice writing these words: champion, determined, issues, and promises down on the snow. So you're going to go on the ground, wherever your snow, outside. You're just going to write it. So champion, you're going to write it on the snow. You're just going to practice, okay? I'm going to try to practice on that. Writing it in the snow, because that will actually help you, okay? So just practice writing these 4 words in the snow. So champion, just write champion. CHAMPION. Just do it in the snow, okay? Just want y'all to practice on that. So that should be a little fun activity for y'all to do outside this afternoon, because I'm sure it's not going anywhere this week. So I'm sure the snow will stay. So hopefully it'll be there. I'm sure it'll be there tomorrow too, on Tuesday. Okay? So we did the poem, we did reading, we did vocabulary. Now it's time for phonics. Yep, we gotta do a little review on our little phonics. Okay? So last week we did contractions. Remember, we did the not, like isn't equals is not. Okay? So you did pretty well on Wednesday with taking them apart and stuff. So let's go ahead and just review on that. Okay? So I'm gonna give you a word. Actually, I'm just go ahead and write 2 words down. 2 contractions. I want y'all to break it apart. All right. I have the word isn't, and I have the word aisle. So I want you to think. Let's look at isn't. What 2 words, if we separate isn't, what would those be if we separated those? What y'all think? Scream it out if you know it, even though I can't hear you. Yes, our word is not. Okay. Okay. So let's look at the second one. Aisle. So which 2 words makes aisle? Look at that contraction, aisle. Right there. Which 2 words are those? Yes, scream it out even though I can't hear you. I will. Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some more. All right, so this time I gave you all 3. All right, let's look at the first one. Haven't. Which 2 words equals haven't? Look at this contraction right here. Haven't. All right, give y'all a few just to think about that, then I'm gonna call it out. Yes. Oops, sorry. Yes, our word. Okay, our word is have not. All right. All right, let's look at the next one. Doesn't is right here. Doesn't. Look at that contraction word. Doesn't. Which 2 word makes doesn't? What is those 2? What are those 2 words? Doesn't. Give y'all a few. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna give y'all a few. Once I'm done, I'm gonna call it out. Actually, I want y'all to scream it out. All right. I hope you have it. Does not is our word. All right. Does not. Hopefully, I know this is backward for y'all. But yes, does not. All right. Let's look at the next one. Heal. All right. That's heal. Okay. So what is that? Because look at the aisle and look at heal. That's a connection right there. So what would the word be? I'm going to write it down. Go. I want y'all to, if y'all can hear you, like I said, go ahead and scream it out. Yes. He will is our words. Those are 2 words. He will. All right, I'm going to flip it over because we're going to do the opposite now. Because we didn't actually have a lot of practice with this one. Flipping it around. So let's see. If we have we have. Okay, so I want y'all to think. Now we're going to make these 2 words into a contraction word, okay? We have. So all with this, all you have to do is cross out the first 2 and replace the first 2 with an apostrophe, okay? So our new word would be we apostrophe, excuse me, VE. So, yep, all we gotta do is just take out those first 2 letters and replace it with an apostrophe. So now we have weave. Okay? We're going to do a few more together because I want to try to go outside and do that activity with the vocabulary. So we have let's do, because I'm trying to think, hopefully I didn't use that one. I'm going to go ahead and write both of these down because these will be our last two. Because I wrote them down actually. Perfect. Oh, I have one. Oh, I messed up with this one. Oh well, we'll just scratch that off. Actually, I told you all there was a trick word. Remember the trick word? I'm trying to see. Remember that trick word? I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. Yes. Remember this trick word? Ignore that. But this one right here will not. What is that? What word does that make? Remember that trick word? Okay. So remember, with will not, it will be won't. Okay. So remember that. Okay. It would just be won't. Remember, will not. So just think that that's like a memorizing thing. Just remember, will not is won't. Will not is won't. Okay? Because that one can be a tricky one to remember. Okay? So let's go ahead and do one more. Because I know we have more practice with the not. So I'm just going to do one more not. Okay. So our word is does not. So when y'all try to figure out, because remember with the not. So I'm going to go ahead and help you. Remember with the not rule. So we always cross out that O and we add that apostrophe on top. We replace it with the apostrophe. So a new word would be doesn't. Okay? And we'll replace that. Remember, there's no O. We replaced it with that apostrophe. So remember that, okay? All right. So that's does not. So doesn't. Okay? So just remember that. So we will probably practice a little bit more on contraction tomorrow. And then we're going to start with plurals and doing the silent E. Starting on tomorrow and Wednesday. So remember the activity, okay? So for activity, you're writing the 4 vocabulary words down. So remember, it's champion, determined, issues, and promise. So make sure you have these words down, okay? Because we already wrote them out. Now I want you to practice writing it in the snow. I want y'all to have fun with that, okay? I want y'all to do some fun activities out in the snow. All right? So that's all I have for you today for this afternoon. So y'all have fun in the snow and enjoy, and please be safe and stay warm. After you have fun in the snow, go inside and have a great and safe night, okay? So I will see you tomorrow. I'll do the same thing. Upload again 9 a.m. for math, 11 p.m. for phonics, vocabulary, and reading. We'll do that. If we're having virtual, we'll just keep doing it just like this, how we did it today. Okay? All right. So you all have a good one.